This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great and were able to attend yesterday's session too. So if you have missed yesterday's session, don't worry. I recommend you watch the recording when you get time or when you get a chance. So for those who might have missed it, let me just give a quick recap what we have spoke in yesterday's session. So we just had a overview of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and then we discussed few points like who can learn these technologies and then why they are important like that, and then we saw the difference between data engineering, data analyst, and then data scientist. And then also like we explored some cool tools of generative AI, like how generative AI is generating songs, how web page summarizing is happening and all. So then yeah, then we saw like curriculum, like what are the different topics which will be covered in this particular course and all. So today we'll directly start with Python programming basics. So before that, can you confirm like how many did you join, like how many did join your session through laptop and how many did join through mobile? You can put it like laptop and mobile in the chat so that I understand like how many of you are already
Monica,
joining.
is it required to join with laptop?
It's
Well,
good if you join through laptop. Yeah.
oh, okay, fine. I will join. Just give me a couple of minutes.
Okay, sure.
I will join. Thank you.
Okay, if laptop is not available, if through join through phone, if it's available, please do join through laptop for a good experience. But first for 1, 2 classes, if you want to observe, then it's okay. But yeah, good that like a lot of people are actually joining through laptop. Okay. Yeah, I suggest using laptop only if possible because it will give you the best experience, especially since like today you'll be coding alongside with me since you are going to code your first Python today. And before we start again, I want to ask you one more question. How many of you already know Python? Like, uh, if you are doing coding for the first time, you can put one in the chat. If you already know a programming language of Python, then you can put two, and which programming language you know, you can put it in the chat so that I can understand like how speed I have to go in the class. Okay, no issues, Shahansha. You're learning it for the first time. No issues, Manu. We'll go slow, don't worry. So I'm
Monica,
okay.
one means that is I'm not I'm aware of Python, right? That's it, right?
One means you are coding for the first time, but it's okay. I now
Yeah,
understood what it is.
yeah,
And
that's what.
myself, I'm Meenakshi, not Monica. Okay,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay. No issues. So yeah, okay. I see like few new programming already, and few are for the first time. No issues. So we'll take an average speed then. So and if you already know Python, actually be with me because we'll start with the basics, but gradually, like in a week or two, like we are going to move to more complex topics. So I can assure you it will be worth the wait. So yeah, and we'll also like in future we are going to create a WhatsApp group for ongoing support and doubt clearing. And at any moment you feel like lost or overwhelmed, just you can reach out to me because I'm here to make sure you understand everything clearly. So let's start into today's topic, introduction to programming. So we'll start by discussing about Google Colab and why Python is such a great choice for data science. So and like it's a common question, maybe like let's do a little quick history of Python. Like, does anyone know who really invented Python and when it was first released? So this is a question which is common, but usually sometimes in interviews like this question can be posed like who invented Python? You never know, like it happens. So Guido one resume correct. So I don't know what's your name because your name is showing as an ID tech 2365 something like that. So it's correct. Guido one resume. Then when? Which year do you think like Python got first released? Shayad. Okay, Shayad. So which year Python got first released? What do you think? Is it a new programming language or the old one? Which year? I know you all have internet at hand, but still, if you don't know, just you can make a wild guess. Okay, 1999 maybe. Okay. So actually, Python was first released in 1991. So now the next question is, what do you think? Which language was first invented, like Python or Java? Which is older, Python or Java? Okay, Shahid thinks it's Java. Any other guesses? Okay, one more Java. Kashif says Java. No, actually, like Python is older. Python is released in 1991, while Java came out in 1995. But Java was famous a lot 10 years back, where we're not learning Python. Nobody was learning Python. But Python's rise to fame wasn't a sudden jump, but rather a steady climb over time, especially with increased focus on data science and machine learning in the early 2010s. From then, like when the machine learning has become popular, from then Python started getting more attention to it. And we all know like Python is a easy programming language. You would have seen lot of memes and content on internet sometimes too. Like Python is easier compared to Java, C++ and all. So today we are going to code also. Like if you already learned it and if you have compared it with other programming languages, like Python is a basic easy programming language to start with, and it's very powerful, and lot of help you can get it to when you learn Python too. So, and like once I say like we'll start coding, then the next question will be, where do we actually code? You can put it in the chat or you can unmute this session. Like if I want to do the Python coding, where should I do the coding? Will it work in the Word document, Excel sheet or notebook?
No, you need some type of IDE, right?
Correct. We need IDEs, right? Integrated development environment to work with coding. So there are many great IDEs like Spider, PyCharm, Carrot Kashif, Jupyter Notebooks. There are many like, yeah, but it works in Notepad, yeah. So, but yeah, so let's not go into those details. But today we are going to use the IDE like Google Colab. How many of you are aware of this Google Colab before? If yes, put yes in the chat. How many of you already worked with Google Colab? And no, if you are listening it for the first time or didn't work. Okay, Shansha, no, no issues. Deepak says yes. No, Chandra, no issues. So Google Colab is a IDE, like it's a offline version of a IDE called Jupyter Notebook. Sorry, online version of a IDE called Jupyter Notebook. So Google Colab, as the name says, Google Colab is a product of Google where we can directly do Python programming without installing anything onto your anything onto your laptops. So it's connected to online servers and we can use it directly. The only requirement is we need a Gmail account and a good internet connection. And once we start working on the Google Colab, if you have share the link, like multiple people can work on it. It's flexible, and you don't have to worry about your system's RAM and all, because it's connected to online servers. It will work well, and it's easy to learn machine learning models on it too. So no like rush of installing softwares and all. But yeah, so once you start learning coding on it, like it will become easy. Like in meantime, like if you really want to install something on your system also, you can do that. But for easy purpose, like for good uh, like for this class purpose, we are going to use the Google Colab only. Like I'll show you, like the people who have said no, don't worry, we'll see how to work with Google Colab today, and then we'll start with the basics of Python programming too. So I'll first share the link and then I'll show you like how to make a copy of it and all. So I'm going to share the link in the chat. You can try to open it in your laptops. Try to click on it and open it. Let me share my screen and show you like how it would open for you. So the link I have given it to you, like, if you click on it, it will open a page, something like this. Make sure you are logged into your Gmail ID to open this. And once you click on it, you are going to see this page. Are you able to click on it? And okay, so are you able to see this page till here? Are you able to do it? So this is the Google Colab notebook. So this is the online version of Jupyter notebook. And I've already given you the permission to view only. Like, I didn't give you the permission to edit this file because, as I've already said, like, multiple people can work on this particular link. If I give you the edit access, like all the codes, like all the practice you do on the uh, inside the class will get updated on my copy too. So for that, to avoid that, I've given only the view option. So what you have to do is, so these steps are done for each class. For each day, we are going to have a copy where we have a lesson plan ready. So we are going to work on this collab on every day. Like, you don't have to take the notes and everything. So all the activities, theory, and everything will be on the collab. So once at the start of the class, when I provide the link, you have to just click on this file. So you see the file here, right? So you see this file here option. So click on it and click on save a copy in drive. So when you create a copy, it will get like it will automatically get saved into your Google Drive.
Meenakshi,
So
could you please share me the link one more time if you don't mind? Because just
okay,
I
okay,
logged into
sure.
the laptop.
Okay, sure. I'm sharing the link again. So you can open the link, make a copy like this. Click on the file and click on save a copy in drive. Then a copy gets opened for you. Like during the class, all the codes gets updated on this particular lesson plan which I have shared. So end of the class, you can make one more copy of the link too, or it will anyways, you open this, it will get saved on your Google Drive too. But if I delete from my end, so these files get deleted on your end too. That's the reason it's always better to make a copy for yourself. So then you will be the owner for that particular copy. So this
Now
is a view copy where you can start working. Yeah.
we are
I
getting an
cannot
error.
see
So you're
anything.
getting, everybody are getting the error, notebook loading error, or it's
Yes, ma'am.
only anybody are able to open the link? Did anybody is already opening the link?
Yes, I did manage to open the link and it's working
You
fine.
did manage to open the link, right?
Yeah.
So the people who are not able to open the link, there will be like maybe are you using the office laptop? Then issue will be there. You will not be able to open the Google Collapse, or else like just check if the Gmail ID is logged in. If it's not working that way, you can try opening the incognito mode and try to open it, because usually this first time when you're opening Google Colab, sometimes this error happens. But try to open it with a different Gmail ID, or or you can try with incognito mode. It will work sometimes with incognito mode. Sometimes you have to clear the cache of the you have to clear the history and the cache to work. So try different possibilities like this. If it still doesn't work, like after the class, you stay back, you can share your screen and I'll help you. I'll try to help you, like, see through the issue, what is happening. Okay, there are people who have already opened it. So like, these are the steps. Like, each class we are going to get a Google Colab link. You just have to make a copy of it for yourself, and it will get stored into your Gmail ID, which you are already opened in your systems. Once you have the Colab link, so we have the theory and the activities put into this particular Colab link. So if you see this Google Colab, the good thing about this is, you see this plus code and plus text on the top, right? If you click on plus code, you'll get a code set. So 8 plus 3. So if I just give a value 8 plus 3 and run it, so it's a code in Python. So it's a simple mathematical addition, 8 plus 3. So first time I run this, so you see like it's connecting to online servers. So it will take like 30-40 seconds first time to connect with the online servers, but the next time it's faster. So if you want any code cells, you can either click on the left side plus code, or you can click on plus code in between the screen. So these are the code cells where we can do the coding. And we have text cell where we can put in the text, like you can write any text like lesson 1, October 1st. So we have text and coding, like you can do both on the Google Colab notebook. So before we start with Python programming, we'll just discuss a little we'll discuss the roadmap to data science. So till here, any questions you have about loading the page? I've told you already, like if you're really not able to do after doing all the steps like incognito mode, checking the clearing the history and all, then like after the class, we'll try to you can share your screen. I'll try to check in like if there's any issues present. So other than that, once you have the collab link, so is it okay? Should I continue? Okay, Shayan Shah says still I'm getting error. Okay, try to open in incognito mode and check. So it's just like don't get worried, because if you have internet connection and a Gmail ID, you will be able to open this. And if you are
Uh,
yeah
Actually, this is a Mac. It is work for Mac also.
yeah, I'm also using Mac. It's working, right? So it works.
Mhm.
You just need the internet connection. Like you can, if you have the
No,
mobile,
no.
you can try opening on the mobile also. It will open on the you can click on the link, and the
Uh,
collab will open on the mobile if the Gmail ID is logged in. But it
actually, both. I mean, go to. I mean, I was into both the laptop itself. When I click on that link, it is
okay.
getting that error.
Okay, don't worry. It will get solved. Like, it's not a big issue. Like there are few steps we have to perform, like to clearing the cache history, or sometimes incognito mode it works. We have to see with your laptop like which mode it's working. But it's not like installing the software and something went wrong. Only two things. Trust me. Only two things: internet and a Gmail ID. That's it. Other than that, we don't have much requirement, because all the collab links get stored in your Google Drive. Okay, for now, just listen to the class. Don't worry much about loading all this. It will work. So it's not a big deal, like how to load a collab link. So it's going to be easy only. Don't worry. So we'll see the roadmap to data science first. So first we'll start with Python, which is a like for data science. Python and R programming language are famous, but compared for the both, like again, Python is famous. It's a top rated programming language for data science. So we'll start with very basics, like what are variables, what are data types, and we'll see the different data structures in Python, like lists, dictionaries, and all like sets. So we are going to cover the data structures, and then we'll cover the important libraries of Python like NumPy and Pandas. And then we'll see through the basics of mathematics, linear algebra and calculus is like very important for the data science. So we are going to cover the basics required for machine learning here. Then we'll see the probabilities and the statistical theorems like central limit theorem, normal distribution and all. So we are going to cover all the basics required, so which are essential for understanding and working with the data. Once we do that, we do the exploratory data analysis, and we'll do it not like theory. We'll take the data sets, we'll perform the activities, we clean it. So we use the projects and work on it. So it's all project based learning here. So, and we are going to do the data visualization too. That is nothing but once the data uh, cleaning is done, so we'll do the visualization, like we'll create the plots like graphs, so using different modules. So for now, I'm like many don't know like what is a module also, don't worry. So we'll cover it slowly. So then we'll go to the machine learning algorithm. So all the steps we are going to take like 3 months. So uh, we'll go slow, and but we'll cover everything thoroughly. So coming to the introduction of Python, so it's a high-level programming language, integrated and interactive, and it's basically like famous for its readability and simplicity. Programming with Python is very simple and it's more readable. And Python is an excellent language for beginners, and it's used to develop a wide range of applications. So actually, like Python is used for data science so that it's simpler to learn the programming language, and we can concentrate much on data science, machine learning models, the math and statistics. So if you learn this with C language and
Ma'am,
Java, it's like
sorry to interrupt,
yeah.
but kindly can you please tell me that what we will be using for visualization and for machine learning? Can you please again?
Okay, we are going to use here Seaborn, Matplotlib, Plotly for visualization. So these are the modules actually which are inside the Python. So how to use those modules, like what are the codes, like how to create that, we are going to learn here in the data visualization. If you know Power BI, that also helps. But here we are going to learn the tools of Python only, Seaborn, Matplotlib, Plotly for visualization. So visualization means like creating the graphs, understanding the patterns through the graphs. So how to create those graphs using Python? We are going to use this. Yeah, I hope your question got answered. And then we'll see the machine learning
Yes,
algorithm.
and for machine learning algorithms, what algorithms we would be using? Can you?
Okay, I'll share you the like right away. I'll share you the curriculum link in the chat. So I have put in all the machine learning models in the end in the curriculum, like which we are going to cover, and all the topics, clear explanation of what are the different topics. Like the time period is the rough estimate. So week one, what we are going to cover, week two, what we are going to cover. Everything is put in this Word document link. So you can go through that. So you'll understand like what are the different machine learning algorithms we are going to. So you can see
From
through it.
where I
Okay.
can find this link? From where I can find this link?
Uh, I have put it in the chat. You are able to access the chat?
Uh, I opened this link that is
Yes, yes. Thank
getting,
you.
but
I
earlier
found
link
it.
collab
Yeah.
link is not working, still not working.
So collab link is not, don't worry, it will work. So for now, like today anyways, it's a basic. So we'll see through it. Like you just stay back after the class. I'll just share me the screen, like I'll see through it. So it will work. It's not a
Sure, sure.
big
We'll do
problem.
that one.
Yeah. Okay, so in the curriculum, we have put in all the, like, you can see it clearly, like, module one, module two, like what we are going to start, how we are going to go. So this week one, all these details are rough estimates, but usually we'll follow this only here and there based on the class timing. So then we are going to see dictionaries, what are the different like functions to be covered on this particular topics. I have like put in a very clear curriculum for you so that you don't get confused. So this is how we go, like we cover all the topics which are put in on this curriculum. Only thing is like we are not going to go with the deep learning part. I have put that in a different color here. So we are not going to touch the module 13 for now because it's going to take like 45 days to 2 months to cover only that particular topic. And as an add-on, you're going to get the SQL recordings, and you can see all the machine learning models are inside module 12, and each machine learning model, what are the different concepts covered, are also put in there. So go through the curriculum. And yeah, so let's come back to the Python introduction, like Python operators. So let's start with the basic coding with Google Colab. So I've already discussed like, how to get a code cell, how to get a text cell, clicking on this plus code and plus text here, or you can click on the left side, you can see it on here. So this is for the first time, people who are learning for the first time. People who are already familiar with this, you already know like, how all this works. So just be with me for a week, like all the basics will be covered in a week. So then we'll slowly go for complex topics. So if you see like, how addition of two numbers happen using Python. So we do it by typing like, 2 plus 5. So if I just run this, so this is the addition basic arithmetic operation using Python. It's very simple using Python. If you know other programming language, to reach this output, you have to write at least 4 to 5 lines in C or Java. So Python, it's very simple. It's more simple, readable, and not complicated syntax. Unnecessary syntax is not there for Python. So the same way, if you want to do arithmetic operation of subtraction, so it's 4 minus 2. And if you see the green lines here, these are nothing but the comments. So in Python, when you have a code, if you give this hash symbol before it, they become comments. It's not code anymore, it's a comment when you have hash before it. So in multiplication, we do multiplication using asterisk symbol. So 3 into 2 is multiplication here. So these are basic arithmetic operations using Python. So we start with this. So division is again like 6 backslash 2. So it's the division operator we have. And now if you see, like, when I have did multiplication, the output you see is 6 here. When I did division, the output is 3.0, which is a decimal number. So just a second, let me share the screen again. I'll share only the collab link now. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so now you see the difference here, right? When we are doing the multiplication, it's just a simple number. And when you see a division, we got decimal number. So if you want to check the type of this, so we have a function in Python where you can check the type of it. So we are going to again go into the details like what is a function and all. Right now I'm just showing the difference using this type function. So when you use type function 3 into 2, it says like, it's an integer here. The output of a division, when I use type and check the output of a division, it's a float. So we are going to see what are this, like what is this integer, what is this float. We are going to discuss in the next coming activities in this class only. So, and like there is like learning Python is like learning any foreign language. So when you start learning any foreign language like German, Spanish, any other language, it's all new words, new terminology. So where you can communicate with a different foreign language. So learning Python, again, you are going to introduce with more like new terminology to learn this particular programming language so that we can communicate with the computer. So it's a normal number for us in English. It's a normal decimal number in English, but in computer like Python programming language context, it becomes integer and float. All these are terminology which are predefined. We are not actually creating anything. So we are learning which is already there, which are created by Gordo and Rosen. So uh, it's the simple division. Then we have modulus, which returns the remainder of a division. So anybody can give me this. The symbol for modulus is percentile. So what do you think would be the output when I run this? 4 modulus of 2. So we have a command like, it returns the remainder of a division. So with this 4 modulus of 2, what would be the output if I run this? You can put it in the chat on. Okay, 0, correct child. So the remainder of this particular division is 0. So if I have 5 modulus of 2, what would be the output now? Correct, it's 1. So the same way we have exponent, for that we have to use 2 asterisks. So if you want to take the exponent like 4 power of 2, so this is exponent is nothing but 4 power of 2. So for this we have to give like 2 asterisks, so which like raises one number to the power of another. And if I run this, it would be 16. So it's simple again. Then we have a new one like division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, and same like the math we know. Modulus is a new one for the according to the Python language. It's a different symbol here. It's it's the percentile, and we have floor division too. So what do you think happens if I have floor division symbol like this? What would be the output if I use 5 floor division of 2? Divides one number by another and rounds down to the nearest integer. So as a comment here. What do you think would be the output when I do like 5 floor division of 2? Deepak says 2. Okay, let me run this. Correct. So it will divide the numbers and rounds down to the nearest integer. So that's the floor division we have. So last one. So till now we have handled like basic arithmetic operations. So let's start with any text. So if I just write the text like Python, if I run this, what will be the output?
Maybe error.
Correct. So why error? Till now, like I've just gave the numbers, like I run it, like I got values, right? But when I put in a text, Python, when I run this, why am I getting the error? Name Python is not defined. Why? Anybody? It did work for the numbers, right? But it's not working for the text.
Maybe it doesn't recognize it as a command or something.
Okay, so because like for Python, we call it like syntax, like there are rules to learn the programming language, and we call it syntax. We have to follow that. For any human language too, we have grammar to follow, right? When I'm making a sentence, when I'm speaking something, I do follow a grammar of that particular language so that you understand if I'm speaking about present tense or past tense or future tense. So the same way for this Python programming language, we have to follow a syntax. So for numbers, it did understand straight away, but for Python from now on, you understood, you have to keep it in your mind that whenever we write a text, for Python to understand that it's text, we have to write it inside single quotations or double quotations. So either you can write it inside single quotation. Just a second. Okay. So either you have to write it inside single quotations or double quotations. Then only it will understand that it's a text. So, and text is called as strings in Python programming language. So in Python terminology, text is called as strings. So we'll see like what strings are. There is a concept of data types which is coming. Just understand that text is called as strings, and we have to include text inside quotations, double or single. If not, it will throw error. So let's go for the second activity where we'll work with strings. But till here, is it clear? Any questions? Is it okay? Do you feel it's hard or simple learning the people who are learning it for the first time? Do you think Python is easy or hard?
It's easier only, but here whenever you want to write new code, how it will, suppose after Python, if you want to write new code, how it will work. So I'm not getting that one. Yeah,
Here,
this one.
like here for now, like I'm just writing, with the Google Colab without any, for example, like without any function, only the last value gets executed. Like, you have Python rises, only the last value gets executed. But if you want to
No,
add
no, no.
more
I'm
codes, or
asking
if you
about how
use
you are creating the new program. That's what I mean. You are writing.
like
That's
this
what
one
like
plus
plus.
code,
Yes,
plus
that's
code.
what I'm.
So this one, okay, okay. So don't worry, like when you get access now, when you will have this copy, so in just 15 minutes, you can run all the codes, you can uh, do it hands-on. I'm expecting other people who are already opened the collab, you are able to work on the collab alongside me, able to run these codes, explore a bit. So usually, like once you get used to the classes, it's always like you can open the class in the mobile or laptop in the mobile, and you can start working on the laptop so that you can see you have both screens. One is the classroom screen, and along with me, you can work on the laptop. So you can do that for the actual classes, wherein you can listen to the classes and work alongside with me, so that when you stuck somewhere, you can ask then and there, and we'll solve the doubts. And it's not like theory you're listening, it's like you also do the activities. I'll give time for you to perform too, so don't worry. So I hope it's clear till here, where we've just covered few arithmetical operators. Now let's see like working with strings. So actual classes, like when we start with data structures, working with strings, we are going to take like 4 to 5 hours to understand the strings concept deeply. Herein, we are going to use the basic arithmetic operator addition and see how the string works. But we have to learn a lot about the strings of Python in future. So let's play around with strings as a concatenation. Anybody knows what is concatenation? The word, what does it mean by concatenation? What do you think concatenation means? We know addition, but what is concatenation? So this is addition here, but any idea what do you mean by concatenation? Okay, Priyanka, adding, correct. But is it 4 plus 5 is also concatenation? Can we say it's concatenation in Python? So what do you think will happen here if I write this earth is a string? I have this arithmetic operator plus here, and then I wrote something called home here. So what would be the output now? Will it be an error, or because it's a plus symbol I have here? So when I use like 4 plus 5, it was 9. But earth plus home, what do you think would be the output? Okay, earth home. Yeah, Shahid, correct. So we, when the strings are joined together, we call it like concatenation. If you see that same arithmetic operator, when we have like two numbers here, you see an addition here. But if it's a string here, then it's a concatenation. Like you see, like both the strings are joined together. And if I have something like this, plus 3. Now, what do you think would be the output?
Error,
Error, right? Why?
because one is string and one is numeric.
Correct. So Python's like for all this like this plus here is a operator. So we call it like operator, and the values which are before and after it, we call them as operands. So in the backend, like Guido van Rossum also created this programming language using one more programming language. So there are preset rules for everything. So they have written a code like, when this plus operator is given and there are strings before and after, then it has to be a concatenation like this. And when there are numbers before and after, we see an addition happening like this. So there are codes written in the backend. So when it's a string plus integer, we are going to get error. So it won't work like that. So you cannot concatenate string to an integer. It has to be string to string. So how can I correct this code now? Like, what can I do to correct this code? So I got an error saying can only concatenate string into string. So what should be the solution now? Quotations, correct. So I can give quotations and make it a string. So now 3 is not a number anymore. It has become a string. As soon as you have given quotations to something, it becomes a string. So 3 is a string here. So if there is another way of converting it to a string, so just by writing str3. So this is the first class. Don't get overwhelmed if you are seeing all this for the first time, and don't try to mug up anything. With practice, you'll understand everything, and you'll be able to do all this. So don't ever try to mug up anything in this particular course. Just with practice, you'll get to learn all this. So no need of mugging up of any definitions too. So, and the same way, like if I have earth and multiplied by 3, then it would be a repetition. When it's a multiplication symbol, so it's earth, earth, earth. So 3 times. Since I had space here, you can see the space too. So yeah, so this
But
is
for
the
three, we did
simple, yeah.
in the repetition.
So that's
It was three times, right? But we
correct,
haven't given any string or else any
correct. That's the
quotations.
reason,
But how it works?
correct.
How it works?
So that's what, like, this is the backend coding happened with Guido von Rosen. So we are learning the syntax. So we are learning the rules of Python. So for this activities, you understood that with addition with numbers doesn't work, but only with strings. If you have you multiply with a number, so you get the repetition of it. So that's what we are learning here. Why means, like, it's coded like this in the backend. So when we see the oops concept, then you will see in the backend codes also you will be able to see. So yeah, so this is how he have written the code. So I have no control on this.
Ma'am, there is another way we can concatenate by putting a comma. So what we will call it? We will call it concatenation or something else.
Uh, Concatenation by comma in the sense like this.
Yeah, if you put a comma in place of plus, this would work. String plus integer, string comma
So
integer.
it what it is happening is we have to learn the data structure called tuple. So only for you I'm explaining it. For others, for second, don't worry about this topic. So this has become a tuple. So a tuple is a data structure. It means, like, it can store multiple values. We know this concept of list, right, where multiple values can be stored. So it's not concatenating, it's creating a tuple of it. So if I, like, we are coming to this activity where I'm talking about variables. What I'm doing this, we are going to learn it. So I'm just showing this for Deepak. Deepak, yeah. So if I check the type of A, it's a tuple. So unexpected indent here. Okay, here also unexpected indent, sorry. So with this you understand that spacing is very important. So it's a tuple. So it's not concatenation, it has become a tuple. So tuple is a data structure, and in second or third week we are going to have like 2-3 classes dedicated for tuples to see what are tuples, like what are the different functions which we can apply on a tuple and so on. So I hope your question got solved. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not concatenation.
Yes.
Okay. So for others, don't worry about this thing. Yeah, just ignore this code. So next we'll see the activity of mixing types. Okay. So we just covered it in the second activity only, like adding an integer or string, like how Python handles different data types. So we just saw it, like we have added that in the above activity itself. So we just saw like how to convert a number to a string too. So now here there's a new word called data types. We said, like, let's see how Python handles different data types. So anybody, what is a data type in Python? What does it mean by data type? You have any questions, Yansha?
No,
Okay. So no
sorry.
issues. So yeah. So any idea what is a data type? Anybody?
Data types are ways we can store the data.
Correct. So data types are so we have like 4 important data types in Python, that is integer, floating point, number, string, and boolean. So if you type it in Google, like sometimes list, tuples, and what all other data structures are also considered as data types. So this is again different people consider this as different terminology, but the basic important 4 types of data types are integer, floating point, string, and boolean. So uh, these are the names with Python, like in Python terminology. So for the numbers without decimal points, in Python we call them as integers. So if you have numbers having digits after decimal points, all the decimal point numbers, we call them as floating point numbers. So any value which is enclosed between single or double quotations, we call them strings. So true and false, only true and false are called as Boolean values. And when you write true and false, we put T as capital and F as capital. So, so these are the four basic data types here. So for example, if there is something called like quotations of three, what is the data type of this three here?
String.
It's a string,
String.
right? Correct. So you can check the data type using a function called type. So function is nothing but there are like two types of functions in Python. We'll go deeper into functions topic in third class. So type is a function which is a ready-made function wherein already the author has created this function. We just use them. So you give an input and according to the function's ability to perform a task, it will give us the output. You can even say like, function is like a device where you can give some input and it will give some output. So ATM machine is a device where you put in card details, you get money. Maybe mixer grinder is a device, you put in all the ingredients, you get the paste out of it. So each device has its own task, right? The same way the Python author has created functions in the backend. So we call them like ready-made functions. So this type function task is to show you the data type of that particular value which you have put inside it. So when you write like type of 3, so it's an integer. But if I just give quotations, anything inside quotation becomes string. So the data type of quotations and 3 becomes a string. So the same way, if I check the type of true, what would be the type of true?
Boolean.
Boolean, right? Correct, Priyanka. So it's Boolean. So the same thing, the same true, if I just give quotations here, what would be the data type now?
String.
String, right?
String.
Correct, string. So anything inside double or single quotation becomes string. And if you check the type of 9.0, just give
Float.
what
Float.
float, right? Correct, correct, very good. So these are the basic four data types we have: integer, float, boolean, and string. So these are the data types. So this is the concept of data types. With this, like we are learning this because while writing the different type of data types, we have some rules which are created by the author. So we have to learn that. So before that, like what is a variable? Anybody? What's a variable in programming language? What do you think variable is?
Space in memory.
Space in memory, that's the exact definition, correct. So like when you are like when someone's talking to us in normal human language, if I ask you people to remember, like first I'll say remember 10, then I'll say like remember 2, then if I ask like what is the addition of both the values which I have given, what do you say? Like first I said like 10, then 2, what is the addition of it? 10 plus 2. It's no logic question, it's a very straightforward question I've asked. Like 10 plus 2 is just 12, right? But in the back end,
Okay.
something's happening in our brains. Like, you're storing it in your brain, yeah? And
Yeah.
you're going to see, yeah, what is the first number, what is the second number, then you give an output like it's 12. And if I ask like what is the second number I've asked you, you'll say like it's 2. Yeah? But
Yeah.
the same thing to happen with Python programming. Python doesn't have human brain like us, and the program to remember such things in the backend, we need variables. So you can say
Okay.
like variable is like a container where you can store a value inside it. So
Okay.
so it's like a container where you store value inside it. And when you store a value inside it, in the backend, some like ID is created for it. Like some random ID would be created for this. So it might be
Okay.
of some random ID will be created. And when you store some value inside it, like next time for some addition you want to bring those values, if you have IDs like this, it becomes difficult to remember for us or reuse in the code, right? That's the reason we
Mm.
name the variable. So instead of IDs, we give some simple variable names to it. So maybe like for the value which I'm storing in the backend for the 5, I'm naming it as A. A equal to 5 I write. How to create a variable, we'll see it as next activity. I'm just covering like what are variables. So you can say like variable is like a container where we can store a value inside it. Once we create a variable, some ID would be created, a bigger ID, but we have to
Mhm.
name the variable so that we can reuse it. And the naming of these variables is called as Python identifiers. So Python
Okay.
identifiers are names used to identify variables, and it can be names used to identify functions. So we have seen this ready-made function, right? It has a name already, but we can create our own function also. Like it's like home cooked food. It's like ready-made food.
Mm.
You get it, you directly eat from the package. User-defined
Mm.
functions are something like home cooked food where you have to bring in the ingredients, you have to follow a procedure to create it. So then you can name a function too. So you can name a class module. So all that is called Python identifiers. And when you are naming, like as a humans, when we name a human, we take care that we don't name randomly. Like we don't name like it's one, two, bench or water bottle. We don't get names like this, right? So there are some rules, at least maybe few follow, few doesn't, but with Python we have to follow. So for naming these variables, we have few rules. So few conventions or rules you call it. So rules for naming variables. So we'll just cover this last activity. I know it's already time. We'll just cover this variables topic and we'll stop it. Okay. So uh, Python identifiers are names used to identify variables, functions, classes, modules, or other objects in Python code. So there are some naming conventions. So the rules for naming variables is it can start from A to Z, capital letters or small letters, and you can use this underscore special symbol. And no special characters are allowed in the naming of a variable, and names cannot contain spaces, and names cannot be Python keywords. That means like in real time we don't have like bench, bathroom or kitchen as names, right? So the same way Python keywords which are already taken like this type, data type names
Mm.
and all, we cannot give those names for the variables, and names are case sensitive. So I have put in here uh, like if you are creating a variable, so the way we how we create a variable is if a equal to 6, so that means it's a variable which we are creating here. So a equal to 6, so usually when we give this equal to, we feel like we are comparing something, but Python, when we have single equal to, that means we are assigning a value to it. When you have double
Okay.
equal to, then it's comparison. So the basic variable is created like this, a equal to 6. So we have to talk more about the variables again, and we'll see the rules of naming the variables again. Then we'll cover more activities. So for now, we'll stop it here. Don't worry. So tomorrow we have a lot of time again. As the course continues, we'll cover all the topics. So I hope like you understood the things which you have learned in today's class. So if you
Yeah.
have any questions, you can ask now. So tomorrow we are going to see more about variables. We'll see again the variables concept and the identifiers concept, and then we'll see more about print function, input function, and we'll start with the loops already in tomorrow's class. Like we'll see how to create while loops. So if
Okay.
time permits, we'll see the conditional statements also in the tomorrow's class. So yeah, did you understand? Okay.
Yeah. It.
Is it okay? Is the speed okay for you for the classes, or should I go a little faster or slower? So,
Uh,
Mm.
it's okay for us, almost for me.
okay.
Uh,
Okay.
and
Uh,
what
Yeah.
about this
I think.
Pro Access
Yeah, yeah, we'll see through it. Don't
version?
worry. We'll see through it. So anybody else,
Mm,
any questions?
mm, yeah, your
Ma'am,
case is quite good.
I do
So,
have a question.
Okay, okay, Shahid. Okay,
Okay, ma'am, my name is Shahid, and you taught us very well, mashallah. So,
okay,
but uh, I'm a university student, and I want scholarship or financial assistance from your course. I'm really interested, but I, cannot afford uh,
okay,
the current.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, I do understand that. Like, I'll you have to like discuss these things with the admin actually. So maybe tomorrow,
Okay.
like that, I'll put in the phone number in the chat. You can talk to him, okay? So you can discuss with him.
Okay. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah. And any other questions?
So all
no,
good here, Meenakshi. Just a quick
Okay.
question. This Google Colab, do they use it
Okay.
professionally as well, or is just
The
for training purpose?
No, these days like this is used professionally too, and actually like the Google Colab, the offline version is the Jupyter Notebook. So
Ah, I see.
it is just the online version of it. So if you are able to install the Jupyter Notebook onto your laptop, it would be
Hmm.
similar to this only. So it's just the
I see.
online version, that would be the offline version. Only
And
like
that
few
is
things
used
like
professionally.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
ma'am, just a question like, which one would be the
Yeah.
better version to work actually? Because I have worked on Jupyter version. So,
Okay.
will it be okay to work with that, or should I work even with the Google Colab?
Like for the classes purpose for to handle everybody, so I can just simply share the links and you don't get overwhelmed with the course. Also, as we continue, we have different links for everyday class, right? So we can
Okay,
organize it easily. That's the reason, like I'm teaching in Google Colab, and I don't have to worry about installation and all, because it will take 2 3 days,
okay,
and because based on your system and all, there will be
okay,
issues with the installation. Sometimes it works, it doesn't work. I cannot look into personally. That's the reason I recommend
okay,
working on Collab Notebook, because
okay,
transition from Collab Notebook to actual software's installation won't take much time. 1 or 2 uneasy days, then it's the similar thing. The coding, everything is similar. Only the installation part would be different, and that's it.
okay.
So yeah,
Thank you, thank
yeah, yeah. Any other questions? If you don't have questions, see you tomorrow. Like I want to ask you this also. Like tomorrow is October 2nd. It's a national holiday. What do you think? Like, let's go with voting. Like, if you want class tomorrow or holiday, you can put it in the chat. Did you have
you.
any plans to go out and all? So
No,
then, so
we.
okay, holiday, holiday. Okay. So I see
Mhm.
holiday. Okay, no issues. Like, don't mind. Okay. Mixed opinion. So, okay, like there are few people might have planned this. This is a general holiday for everybody. So, do take a holiday for tomorrow. Like, anyways, like we are here only. Like, we'll continue on October 3rd, same time, 9 to 10. So, you have
Okay,
like one more activity. Like, if someone's more interested, like you have 2 3 activities more on the collab sheet. You can go through
okay,
that practice. Yeah. So, we'll see you on October 3rd. Yeah.
okay.
So then tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions, you can drop off. We'll see you. If you,
Oh,
Shensha, you can stay back here. We'll see about your collab issue. So others, like, yeah, see you on uh, October 3rd. Like, have a happy holiday.
happy
Yeah,
Gandhi Jayanti.
thank you. So, okay. So, Chandra, you have any questions?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. The Google Colab, I'm not able to open that.
Okay, you're not able to open that. Okay, no issues. So let me just stop the recording so that you can share your screens. Let me stop my screen sharing. Okay.